You manage to run out every ball and you have this straight shot on the 8 ball. All you have to do is get down on it, cooling the gang, right? And shoot the ball in the pocket. Do you embrace that moment or do you dread that moment? This should be an easy shot for you. The only thing that makes this shot difficult is the distance and the fact that it exposes you. Because if you have a cut shot and your cue ball is here and you miss this shot, you're thinking everybody misses that shot. But if you have this shot and you do something wrong and you miss this shot with everybody watching, that exposes you. You had a straight in shot, you could have won it all, you're right in the pocket, how come you missed it? So the fact that it is so visible and gets in the heads of so many players is one of the reasons that shot becomes difficult for players. You missed it, you've seen other people miss it, you've seen videos where they've told you this is the hardest shot in pool. This is not the hardest shot in pool. So how do you get it out of your head? You get down on it, you shoot it, and you make it scores of times. If those of you that don't know what a score is, that's 20s of times. 5 score, 100 shots. When you are shooting 100 of these, because you're doing drills, guess what? It's a non-event when you see it on the table. You're back in your basement, you're back in your pool room, shooting the same shot you just shot 100 of 2 days ago. So what do? You get down on it, hey, this is my shot. This is my favorite shot, this straight in shot, down table into that pocket. Now, people are going to tell you, look at the ball when you aim. Look at the cue ball when you aim. Look at the pocket when you aim. There's reason for looking at the pocket, but I'm not going to get into it. I'll never look at the pocket. I will be looking at the cue ball. Most of the time, I'll be looking at the object ball. So where should your eyes be? It depends on you. So number 1 tip, put your eyes where it works best for you. And if you don't know where that is, it's because you haven't shot enough of these shots yet. Maybe you haven't played enough pool yet. Tip number 2, good fundamentals. If you do something fundamentally wrong, you're going to miss this shot. If you have an unwanted movement in your body, dropping your elbow, your shoulder, your body is coming up during the shot, anything like that, if you're not staying down when you shoot these shots, if you are moving up in any way while you shoot it, guess what is happening to the tip of your cue? The tip of your cue is moving up as well. So if you get down on a shot and you shoot it and at the end of the shot, you look like this, guess what happened? You hit this ball while your tip was moving up. That's a whole different sport. That's a much more difficult game you're playing. Keep your fundamentals tight. Find the shot, step back, step into the shot, make a comfortable bridge. If it doesn't feel good here, stand back up, do your practice strokes, stay down, shoot the ball in the pocket. If you are applying any unwanted left or right side spin on the cue ball at this distance, it's going to affect your shot in many ways. It's going to cause your cue ball to squirt out in the opposite direction. So if you hit it on the right and you're trying to hit it in the center, it's going to squirt out to the left and vice versa. Number 1. Number 2, it's going to cause the cue ball to spin as it goes down table. That's not what the problem is. The problem is if the cue ball is spinning when it reaches that object ball, it sends the object ball off to a different direction. So you need to put in work on hitting the cue ball in a straight line that you're trying to shoot it. Most players, I'm going to say 95% of amateur players that are below advanced are putting some kind of unwanted spin on the cue ball. And I can honestly say that, and then you'll say, well, why am I making shots? You're making shots because you're in situations where the balls are so close that that unwanted spin has not had enough of an effect on the object ball to cause you to miss. But what does this do? It exposes you. So anything you're doing wrong is going to show up here. Learn to hit the cue ball along the center axis. You may also notice that I am not hitting the cue ball dead center. I'm hitting the cue ball below center. Why? because I'm shooting stop shots here. If you have to shoot a follow shot, or you want to practice by shooting a follow shot, shoot a follow shot. You want your cue ball to go into that pocket, okay? You probably don't want to scratch intentionally, but if you have to shoot a follow shot like that, and if, by the way, if you shoot it and you scratch, you shot it perfectly. But if you have to shoot a follow shot, you're hitting along the center line of the ball at the very top. Chances are, if you're shooting that shot and you're hitting it above center and is absolutely straight in, and you hit it perfectly, you're going to scratch. So there's really no reason to do it. That's why I illustrate these shots with stop shots. There is one situation where we intentionally scratch on the ball like I just did, and that is when we're learning the shot. Because if you can scratch while making a straight in shot, guess what you did? You hit it perfectly. If you have that long straight shot, then you probably have this shot as well. What is the difference about this shot? I've got a slight cut on this shot, but learning that long straight shot gives me this shot. In fact, for some people, this shot is easier, not because it's easier to execute, but because psychologically it doesn't come with the baggage that the long straight shot has. So here, I've got a slight angle on the shot. I get down on it. Everything is the same, except I need to now hit a different spot on the object ball. Now, I don't want to make it sound like this is so simple that you're going to be able to pull it off just because I tell you to change your mindset about the shot. But the bottom line is, if you have the long straight shot, there's a lot of other benefits that come along with it, including the short straight shot. Because if you can make it 7 feet down table and you see this, you're not intimidated by it. How are you going to get this shot in your game? You're not going to set up the Mighty X. Those of you that don't know what the Mighty X is, I'll show you on the screen. But you're not going to set up the Mighty X, and which looks like this. You put a ball here and you put a ball at that diamond, 2 diamonds up, 1 diamond over, and you practice shooting these in the pocket. You shoot draw shots, follow shots, and stop shots. Now, you're not going to practice the Mighty X. What you're going to do is practice the not so mighty X, which means you're going to put your ball here. You're going to shoot 50, maybe 100 of these. If you shoot 10, 20 of these in a row and you knock them all out, which some of you will, by the way, what you're going to do is keep it totally straight and start to slowly move your ball back. Slowly move your ball. Slowly, yes, it's a remix, move your ball back. Don't go full diamonds. Just because you can make 10 of these doesn't mean you come back here. Because 10 of these in a row, this is not the graduation for 10 of these in a row. This is slowly, about 6 inches, make the ball slightly more difficult. If you're like most advanced players and you play with different types of bridges, in other words, you have a closed bridge sometimes, you have an open bridge sometimes, I recommend you do A/B testing. I made a whole video about A/B testing. What is A/B testing? A/B testing means that I took 100 of these with a closed bridge, like I've been shooting them, to see which one worked best. I'm not going to find out in 5 shots which one I'm better at. But if I shoot 100 and I keep score, I'll have an idea when I get down on this shot whether I want to have a closed bridge or an open bridge. You will have a different approach to it than I do because you're a different person. So I'm not going to spend time telling you, this is the way you shoot it, and you got to look at this and you got to look at that. You actually have to put in reps to get it all together and find out what is going to help you make these shots and make them consistently. So let's recap. Number 1, you're going to have good fundamentals. You are going to have a good stance. You are going to step into the shot. A lot of you are not stepping into the shot. It's okay. For years. I actually started here got lined up and backed up to get on the shot. It's all right. Not a good habit, but you can get through a lot of good games. You can play at a high level and do that. You want to play at a higher level? Number one, fundamentals. Pre-shot, you're chalked up. You lined up the shot. Your right foot is on the shot line. You got down. Of course, if you're left-handed, it's going to be the reverse. You got down on the shot. Everything looks good and feels good. You have a solid stance. Your elbow is in a straight line. You are looking at your shot. You're doing your warm-up strokes. I recommend micro strokes. If you watch any of the top players in the world, most of them are using some type of micro strokes. That means once I get down here, I'm not doing this. I'm not going like this and then firing away. I'm down here, I'm going to take some warm-up strokes, make sure my cue is moving straight. Then these are your micro strokes. As you get closer to being about to shoot, you're going to take these little check strokes. And by the way, when you take those little check strokes or your warm-up strokes, if anything doesn't look good and doesn't feel good, please stand back up. Follow through on your stroke. What does this mean? It doesn't mean we're shooting a follow shot. I say follow through, and a lot of relative beginners think I'm talking about shooting a follow shot. Follow through means no matter what you're shooting, the tip of your cue goes through the cue ball. You actually follow through. Think about every sport in the world. Baseball, you don't stop here. You hit the ball here, you don't stop your bat here. Golf, you don't stop once you hit the ball. Football, you don't stop once the ball releases. Follow through on your shot. The tip of your cue should be going through that cue ball, whether you're shooting a follow shot, a draw shot, a stop shot, you name it. Make sure you're following through. What that looks like is, I'm here, I stepped forward, got down on the shot, did my micro strokes. My cue did not stop moving until I followed through on the shot. If you're serious about your game and you're serious about improving and you're serious about this shot, I recommend you get a training ball. If you don't have a training ball, it's okay. You can use a striped ball. I just don't like to shoot into my actual object balls. So you get yourself a training ball. What are you looking for with this? You want to be able to shoot this shot, and if you see any spin happening on this ball sideways like that, you're not hitting this ball exactly where you need to hit it. Yes, you can pull off the shot and put some unwanted side spin on it, but if you put too much, you're not going to make the shot. And at that pace, you can get away with a little bit more unwanted side spin, but you're trying to eliminate it. So whether you have a meso ball, a training ball, or you use one of your striped object balls, practice shooting and try to eliminate any side spin. Brings me to our last tip. If you have trouble with this shot, what I want you to do is make a shorter bridge. Do not think, oh, all the pros I see, they have these long bridges. So when I get down on a shot, my bridge should be back here. And you can't make a ball, you don't know why. One of the best tips I can give a lot of you is get your bridge hand closer to the cue ball. You earn a longer bridge. Let me repeat that. You earn the longer bridge, which means as you get better, your bridge will naturally, not intentionally, it will naturally get longer and longer because you'll start shooting with more and more power. Until then, get your bridge hand closer to the cue ball. Right now, my bridge hand is about 8 inches away from the cue ball. Here, I am going to make fewer mistakes when it comes to shooting that ball. I'm going to put less unwanted side spin on it. Bottom line, I am more likely to hit it where I want to hit the ball. I'm talking about the cue ball. Everything gets easier when you have a shorter bridge. Now, not crazy short, it's not going to be 3 inches. You got to be able to have your full range of motion, but make your bridge hand shorter. Stop shooting with these super long bridges and you don't run racks. Do your A/B testing as we talked about before with different lengths of bridges, but I don't even have to have you do that. I can tell you immediately that a lot of players improve overnight just by making a shorter bridge. Take off some of your speed. Some of you see me shoot a shot like that, and then you get on the table and slam the hell out of the ball. There's a reason this shot is moving at about 5 miles an hour, because I've been shooting stop shots. If all I had to do was roll the ball in the pocket, and I wasn't worried about scratching, I would not slam it in the pocket. If I had to get shape on another ball that was, say, on that short rail down there, I would not slam it in the pocket. Most amateur players hit the balls too hard. If you're shooting it at the pace that you saw me shooting it with in this video, you better be shooting a stop shot. You better be shooting a force follow, and you better have an angle if you're shooting a force follow, or all you're going to do is scratch faster. So draw shots, stop shots at this distance do need to be hit harder. But when you're learning the shot and you're drilling those shorter shots as you work your way up, hit the ball softer than you normally would. Shorter bridges, hitting the ball softer, staying down on the shot, those three things, which are all extremely easy to do, will increase most players' games if they're doing those things incorrectly. If you're not going to do drills, if you're not going to practice these long straight-in shots, you're not going to get better at them. But if you want to get good at them, put in your reps and shoot as many of them as you can. If you have nothing else that you can practice that day, practice shooting these shots. I do not leave this table without practicing those shots. Have a great day. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, hit us in the comments, and let us know if you're going to do more drills or if you're going to learn to rack better. Talk to you soon.